Hello again everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode on board the VSS Guardian, part of DryEagle's Escort duty mod. Yes indeed. This is a pretty cool little ship if you haven't seen the first episode, and if you haven't you should go check it out. But what we have here is we have our little ship in the front which has all of our weaponry, shields, and engines and whatnot, but also is the only place where our shield bubble is. This second ship down here to the bottom left has no shield but a lot of our other support systems. We can travel between the two by using these doors here. If you walk through one, your character will walk over to the other side, but this ship is entirely unprotected from any kind of missile or beam weaponry. We can help that a little bit with our point defense drone, which is a fantastic, super effective, basically defense drone Mark II that costs less power. Also, we have a drone recovery arm to make sure we never run out of those drones, and we have some pretty decent weapons too. This ion pulse is a 3-shot ion weapon, which is fantastic, and we have a defective laser Mark I and a burst laser Mark II to add some support there. So we're pretty well equipped so far. What we need to do though is keep moving. So here we are in Sector 3, a civilian sector. We've got a whole pile of nebulas above us. We might head into there, who knows? For now, though, we're going to head over into this part of the map. We'll jump over 1, 2, and then we'll probably work our way through the nebula a little bit, and then work our way around here, the top part. So let's see if we can get over here. Anything good? That's what we're looking for. Is there anything good? Nothing. The nearby planet shows signs of habitation and great beauty, while an rudimentary automated planetary defense system is looping its message into space, saying, "Warning, quarantine level 5 in effect under FHA Act 22, Article 11.2. Warning, quarantine level 5. So we're not stopping there. That's okay though. Let's head over here to the distress beacon and then jump into the nebula and see if we can't get anything good in there. Once we arrive at the location of the distress call, a civilian ship hails us, thanking us for responding to their beacon and saying that their FTL navigation has gone haywire, so they can't plot a course to the nearest depot to get it fixed. We agree to lead them to their destination, wherever that may be, and they give us 18 scrap as a down payment. That's not great, but we'll take it. And we'll jump into the nebula. We got a request beacon up there in the top right is what I was trying to say. Hopefully we'll get over there without too much trouble. We find a Mantis ship who's lost in the horn. My goodness, words are hard right now. Lost in the storm, who hail us, saying, "Sensors are out. We have no local telemetry. We will take yours." We detect a power increase in their weapon system, so we decide to fight them outright. Powering up the point defense drone, because that thing makes us a lot more survivable. We're going to ion pulse them in the weapons, I think, to try and take out the mini beam or the burst laser. Either of those are dangerous. If we can knock out either one, we'll be much better off. And then we'll be going for a strike with both of our laser weapons to try and really knock those weapons offline. Here we go. Please take them out. There we go, as we like to see. The mini beam is still online, but it jilted into the ship for a second there, which means it is effectively offline, and it just burned up anyway, so problem solved. They only have 4 health remaining, so we should be able to pummel them into next week, like so. There we go. Problem solved. Mantis scout down. Ship explodes, giving us a fuel, a drone part, and 29 scrap, which is not bad, but we'll take it. We'll head over this way and see if we can't get any other goodies lying around here in this nebula. What's this all about? It's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. One of the ships at the small station here is offering us a deal. Wow. 8 fuel in exchange for 3 missiles? Absolutely. We'll take that trade there, friend. We have oodles of fuel. Alright, so we're going to head out this way, I think, now, and we'll work our way around there towards the top. The nebula is good for slowing down our pursuers. We don't want to spend too much time in there, because there's all kinds of nasty things in nebulae. A pirate ship arrives shortly after us, and judging from the fact that they're trying to avoid our ship, we assume that they're a smuggler trying to avoid the beacons. Well, that's fine, but we're going to attack that pirate anyway, and we move in to engage them again. These guys have breach missiles and burst laser Mark Is, which shouldn't be too dangerous if our point defense drone does its job properly, because that's not a whole lot of firepower it can bring to bear simultaneously. We're going to try and pulse out their weapons again. It's a good effective strategy for doing some damage at the beginning, and now we pummel them in the weapons. And we got some hits there, but they're now trying to escape. Alright, we got 1 hit in the drone control, which is unfortunate because it broke our drone control. So we'll send Charlie from the shields, which are not really relevant in on this ship, to go and actually try and fix that. And I should have redirected that to hit them in the this thing, the helm, but I messed up there. That's okay. We're going to pummel them with our lasers in the helm to make sure they don't go anywhere, and they're going to die or surrender. Their surrender offers us 2 fuel, a drone part, and 14 scrap, but I'm pretty sure we can get much more than that just by crushing them. I know it's evil, but we're going to do it anyway. We'll ignore their pleas and attack them. There we go. Crush that Mantis scout. Ooh, the ship was transporting weaponry. We find a piece still intact despite the battle, getting 31 scrap and an ion blast. We already have an ion pulse, which is, in my opinion, better than an ion blast, but it's nice for the opinion. Thanks for the offer. Okay. We got a store over there, we got a quest over here. Let's work our way around up the top there and get over to the exit. Hopefully we'll be able to find something good. We'll have to wait and see, though. What do we have here? We stumble across a forward scout of the rebel fleet. And they're powering up their FTL. If they get away, they'll no doubt warn the fleet of our position. We can't have that now, can we? Point defense drone is go, because there's no reason to not use them. We're gonna ion pulse these guys in the shields, I guess. Weapons? Weapons like usual. Gonna take out that halberd beam, because I think it can really do us damage. And then we need to take out their helm simultaneously. Make sure we get that done. Go, 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 go! Please! Okay, so we're gonna blast them with the defective laser and the burst laser. Go, 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 go! There we go. They're not going anywhere. Their weapons are all offline. That's what we like to see. Now we can basically relax here while we beat them into fine powder. As our lasers charge up again, we can blast out their engines and their weapons. There we go. Just in time for the shields to recharge. Now they only have 2 hull left, and they're not going anywhere. Even if they get that helm fixed, their engines have just burned up, so they're not getting away. And we're going to smash them to little bits. There we go. Bye-bye, Rebel Fighter. Nice try. Ship breaks apart, and we're relieved to know that we're still one step ahead of the fleet, and we get 2 missiles, a drone part, and 33 scrap in the wreckage. Alright, that's pretty good. 151 scrap on hand right now, which is quite nice, in fact. Is there anything we want to upgrade right now? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We do kind of want to get... I don't know. Maybe we'll hold on to that money and see if we can't get ourselves a cloak or something in one of these stores. Because that would be quite nice. Let's jump over this way, and we'll work our way up to the north. Is there anything here? Oh, free stuff. Not much remains in this abandoned system. However, scans reveal a nearby mining platform with some salvageable materials. We get 2 fuel, a drone part, and 28 scrap. Lovely. Can't say no to that. There's a store there. I don't need to go to 2 stores. So we'll jump over here, hit the quest, and then hit a store, hopefully. Because, yeah, there's not much point in going to 2 stores in a row. Unless they have better stuff. Maybe it's good. The distress beacon is coming from a civilian ship. It appears to be being chased by a pirate, so we're going to get in there and help those civilians. We power up weapons and engage. The pirates have had the gall to steal a Federation bomber. Well, we know what to do to people who steal our ships. We shoot them with all kinds of nasty weaponry. Oh, yes we do. Alright, ion pulse out those shields and prepare to blast them with the lasers. There we go. All their weapons are now offline. Suckers, we're also going to pause here, redirect the ion pulse into the shields, because there's no reason to... Oh, oops. No reason to ion pulse out the weapons now that they're all broken already. There we go. I have turned off steam, so that won't happen again. My mistake. And we'll blast these guys again with another salvo, which should kill them, unless they can get lucky and dodge it. So we're going to hit them in the helm and the engines. There we go. Down goes the Federation bomber. No chance of dodging, because we didn't knock out their evasion with that first salvo there. The pirate ship breaks apart and we get 2 fuel, a missile, and 21 scrap, and when we contact the civilian ship, they do us some hull repair. Thank you there, friend. The sector has become increasingly dangerous for friends of the Federation, so they decide to heal us up. Well, thank you indeed. Alright, we have a quest beacon, a store beacon. Let's see. If we're trying to get out of here, how many jumps do we have left? Because that determines how many store beacons we can afford to go to. Because if we're going to go 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps-ish, that would mean we could go to both of those store beacons at that beacon and make it to the exit. I suppose that's worthwhile, but I think what we're going to try and do instead, we'll go quest beacon up here, store beacon, exit, jump back down there, and then jump back up to the exit. Let's see what that does for us. Is there anything good here? Anything good at all? Oh, nope. We escort the ship to the requested beacon, and much to our dismay, we're ambushed by the rebels. Apparently this was just an all-complicated trap. Turn on the point defense drone, ion pulse them in the weapons, because it's a great way to get those... Well, I guess we can just do shields, because they have 2 layers. Hit them in the shields, and we're going to try and blast them with lasers in the weapons as soon as those shields go down. Please hit them. Please, please, please hit them. Awesome, okay. And we're going to fire lasers. We did get a hit in the doors there, which is unfortunate, but we knocked out everything except for 1 of their lasers. So we'll send Charlie to go fix the doors, because we really don't need the shield right now. And we will keep those shields offline, and their apparently weapons have burned up, which is great. So we're going to make sure they can't get away by blasting them in the helm and the weapons, and the engines, which is good because apparently they just tried to escape. Now their helm is broken and their engines are also quite damaged, so they're not going to be getting out of here anytime soon, even if they can get that fixed in time, which they're not going to be able to do because we just killed them. Oh, they try and surrender, offering us 4 fuel, a drone part, and 14 scrap. We've already got 27 fuel, though, so I don't really need any more. We're not going to accept that surrender and hopefully get more from their wreckage. Anything good here? Ship explodes, giving us 2 fuel, a drone part, and 28 scrap. Well, it's not bad, but I'll take it. Okay. We did get a little bit of damage there, but that's okay. Charlie can head back to the shield room, and we're going to jump over to this beacon before we head back down to the store. Because if we do the other way around, we're going to be stuck over here. So we'll jump over to this empty beacon and see if there's anything there. Hopefully there is, but we'll have to wait and see. There's some here. We detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. Well, we gotta get in there and help them, don't we? They have a cloak, which is going to make things a little bit more difficult for us. As they detect the higher threat from our ship, the automated ship moves in to engage us. So we turn on the point defense drone again. They do have a mini beam, which is probably going to get one shot off on us at least. Hopefully it'll go through our shield, because for some reason the beam weapons pass through the main shield when they're trying to attack these rooms. They don't do any damage. But there's no guarantee of that, and they're going to fire all simultaneously, which means they might knock out our drone before those other attacks come in, which would be bad. That's a long cloak too, jeez. Oh, we're lucky there. The mini-beam didn't aim anything important, although they did knock out our drone bay and then hit it again. So we'll send Charlie in there to go fix that up, and we're going to ion pulse them in the shields, I guess? We're going to have to knock out their weapons and their cloak soon if we want to be as safe as possible. So we're going to defective laser them in the weapons first, hopefully knock out the beam and the cloak to make sure they can't get away again. Okay, all they've got left is the Lido missiles, which are not as dangerous as they could be. They only do 1 damage. They will hit us wherever we are, though, because we don't have our drone online. Okay. That's okay, though. Their cloak is badly damaged, so it's not going to last for too long. They should reappear fairly shortly. There we go. Now we can kill them quite badly. They are going to hit us with 1 more missile from the looks of things. But we did get them. Oh, they missed us. Fantastic. The ship breaks apart and we salvage what we can, getting a fuel, a drone part, and 18 scrap, which is a pretty pitiful haul, really. The Outpost, however, hails us after the scout was destroyed, thanking us for the help and offering us a fuel, 2 missiles, and 30 scrap, and that definitely makes up for it. We have a ton of scrap on hand. I should just spend some of that. Holding on to it doesn't really help anybody. But we are about to go to a store, so there's no point in spending it before we get there. What do you have for sale? Anything good? Anything good at all? A ship engineer has set up a small shop here, and they are selling, oh, garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping for a cloak or something in here, but small bombs, healing bursts, pike beams, that's not what we need. Reverse ion field is not good. FTL recharge booster is not that good. Repair arm is not that good. It's good for giving you repairs, but the lack of scrap earned is not so hot. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll also sell them our ion blast, because we're not going to be using 2 ion weapons here. We only have 3 weapon slots. Yeah, we'll sell that. We'll sell the nanites as well, because we're not going to be using them. And that's unfortunate. We have 300 scrap, and there's nothing in here worth buying. I guess I should have gone to the other store. That's okay, though. We'll come into our gear here and give things some upgrades, maybe. There's no point in upgrading most of this stuff, though. We'll upgrade our doors, so we're harder to board. We'll upgrade our radar, so we can see what's going on in our helm, so we're harder to knock out. We will upgrade our engines and an extra power bar, and maybe even again. No, we'll hold on to 140, because that means if we do find another place we can get items, we might be able to get our cloaking then. Apparently this ship has a very cool cloaking animation. Now what we're going to do here is a bit tricky. We're going to jump into this nebula beacon, and then out. It looks like I could have actually afforded to go to that store anyway. I miscalculated how far I could jump. But that's okay, it happens from time to time. So we're going to jump over to this nebula beacon to see if there's anything there, and then jump ahead. The drone here isn't looking for us. Perhaps they're scouting ahead for the rebel expansion, or maybe they're seeking to use this nebula for cover. Regardless, that identifies us as hostile, and we have to fight them. They've got bombs, they got ion weapons, they got dual lasers. They're fairly effective. We have to just knock out those shields with our ion pulse, and we should be able to punch them into the ground really quick. Depends how good their evasion is, though, which we'll find out in a moment. And apparently it's not bad, but we'll see how good they are at dodging a full salvo to their weapons. Not good enough. They did knock out our oxygen, so Charlie's going to go fix that, because his shields are ioned out anyway. And luckily for us, the enemy ship can't do any damage, so we're going to pummel them where it hurts, which is in this case going to be the helm and the engines to make sure they can't dodge us anymore. There we go. They cannot dodge. They have 2 hull remaining and no active weapons, which means this little ship is going to be down very shortly. And we'll pummel them defective laser in the engines. There we go. Excellent. Charlie got that oxygen repaired, and we got 2 missiles, a drone part, and 28 scrap from the wreckage of that scout. Not bad. We'll take it. Free resources are free resources. Alright, Charlie, get you back up there. There we go. Where'd he go? There he is. Alright. And we're going to jump over this beacon and then jump to the exit. We'll still miss about 1 beacon's worth of jumps, but it happens. And we found an ion storm. Oh, good. We arrived in the middle of a plasma storm, and despite the harsh conditions, the rebel scout appears to be waiting for us. Well, that's not so good. Alright, they got a beam drone. That's extra not so good. Ion pulse. We'll have to turn on our engines a lot. Ion pulse go. Defective laser go. And we'll want the point defense drone on, probably. We'll turn off the shields. No, we need the shields to block the ion drone. I guess this is all I can afford to have on right now. So we'll turn on the point defense drone and hopefully do a lot of damage while this thing just shoots through our shield. So we're going to ion pulse these guys directly in the drone bay pronto, because that drone can do a lot of damage to us if it aims at the right things. Like it's about to. Oh boy. Empty room. That's not so bad. Alright, we knocked out their drone, thank goodness. We're going to hit them in the weapons quickly, knock out their weapons before they get too many shots off. Awesome, we blocked all those, luckily. They're going to be fixing that drone bay really quickly, because I'm pretty sure they have, yes they do have a repair drone in there. There we go, we've ioned them out again. Either that or I'm just ioning them and not doing any real damage, which is why they're not dying. Either one is reasonable. Knock them in the weapons again, make sure that thing is offline. Now they have 2 shield bars up, which is not great. We're going to ion them again, not enough to get through the shield this time. So we're going to defective laser them in the drone control and prevent them from doing any more drone damage to us. Unfortunately, it was not enough drone damage, but now the ions have hit and we're good. Okay. We're running low on oxygen, which is not good, so we're going to defective laser these guys again in the weapons. And we're actually going to turn off the point defense drone to turn on our second burst laser and put a point into our oxygen for now. If we need to bring on the lasers, we can, but we're going to try and make sure, there we go, we have as much firepower as possible to kill them before we wind up dead. So we're going to pummel these guys in the weapons and in the helm, I think. Because we don't want them to go away like they just tried to run. Excellent, we had already planned for that and they're now blocked. They should not be able to get away before we can get another salvo off and kill them. Their drones are effectively ion locked down, so we're more or less safe here to kill them. There we go, final salvo and down they go. They surrender, trying to give us 6 fuel, 2 drone parts rather, and 16 scrap. But we don't need the fuel, so we're not going to accept their surrender, and we go for the kill. Bye-bye, rebels. The ship explodes, giving us 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 25 scrap, which is not that great, but that's okay. We'll take what we got. And we will jump out of here. So we're going to jump over to the exit, unfortunately wasting that one jump, which probably could have bought us a stealth system, but that happens. We've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, we'll be able to jump to the next sector, which is great, and we find a pirate here who offers to bribe us if we stay out of their conflict. They offer us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 16 scrap, but we don't agree. We try to attack them, because that's what we do. The pirate stops pursuit and locks weapons on us. They have, oh man, they're going to get blasted. They have a Mantis and an NG on that enormous ship. There's no way they're keeping up with the amount of firepower we have to bring to bear. Engines back up to full, ion pulse them in the shields, and this should be a nice little destruction rampage. So we're going to blast them in the weapons here. Pew, pew, pew. Hopefully taking out pretty much everything they've got. Oh, they hit us on the radar. Really, drone? You gotta actually take the time to shoot those things, you know? Alright, now they're pretty much defenseless here. So we're going to defective laser them in the weapons to make sure they're completely defenseless, and burst laser them in the helm. Apparently we missed one of those shots and they managed to hit us again. That's just bad luck there. And drone, you're not doing your job right now. You're supposed to be amazing and block everything. Alright, now they're trying to run away, but we have already smashed their helm and set it on fire, so they're not going anywhere for the next little while, and they're about to die anyway, so, not a problem. Ooh. They try and surrender again, this time offering us 4 missiles, 2 drone parts, 35 scrap, and an anti-personnel drone. We will definitely accept that offer because it's much more valuable than anything else we could get for them. You are lucky pirates. Lucky pirates indeed. See, these guys know how to bribe me. Bribe me with something valuable, and I'm more likely to accept it. You bribe me with junk, it's not going to happen. Alright, we're back at the 222 scrap. We got our anti-personnel drone on board, which might be very helpful here. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, if we're going to use it or sell it. But either way, it's a pretty good haul. Okay, so let's jump out of here before we get overrun. We can go to the Mantis homeworlds or an uncharted nebula. Well, I think the choice is clear here. We're going to go where the Mantis are, because that's silly. But mainly it's because there's a chance of getting better stuff there. With more aggressive ships we can fight, things should work out in our favor. We've entered a poorly charted area of space now, known to be home to the Mantis. We'll have to ensure our hull plating is up to scratch and we have enough fuel in the tank to make it through, but I'm guessing we'll be pretty good here. We have a distress beacon up there, and we have a lot of space all around. I think what we'll do is we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll work our way through this part of space. Hopefully we find some good stuff over here, but who knows? What's this all about? We cross paths with a Mantis ship that looks to have had dozens of layers of armor plating added over what must have been a 100-year career. Its captain is legendary thief, Kazak Plethkilik. Our crew look frightened. Well, unfortunately, while this is the mission that you need to get the Mantis ship, we don't have a teleporter, so we can't do anything with it. We don't have a level 2 medbay either, so we can't take advantage of this in any way. But that's okay, so we're going to prepare to fight them and blast these suckers. For being the legendary pirate, Kazak Plethkilik, they don't seem that powerful. They've got nice strong doors, though. I'll say that for them. They got level 3 doors. But their weaponry is not that impressive, and honestly, their defense is also not that impressive. So we're going to blast them in the weapons with maximum firepower. There we go. Block that missile, please. Thank you. Now these guys are effectively sitting ducks. We're going to knock out their shields again with our ion pulse. They can't repair anything because they're all Mantises. And our friend here, Kazak, is going to go down in a blaze of glory. I hope you didn't enjoy being a pirate, Kazak, because you're not going to be one for much longer. You've got 1 health left. Once we get one more shot off on you, you are a dead pirate. Now, if you get in there and kill the crew out without actually destroying the ship, that's how you do this mission properly, but that's not going to be happening because we don't have any manner of doing that. It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Kazak Plethkilik fights to the last, and we pick the scraps from the corpse of his ship. We sense, though, that his death has left a great mystery unresolved. We get 2 fuel, drone part, and 25 scrap, and that's what we'll have to make do with. It's unfortunate, but that'll have to do. We have a store over here, which we might go and check out as well, because there's only going to be one in this beacon, because it's a red beacon. So we'll go check out the store and see if we can't get ourselves a cloak here, which would be lovely. Merchants are not highly respected among the Mantis race, so few undertake the profession. We're mildly surprised to receive an advertisement for nearby space dock, therefore. We decide to see what they have to offer, and we find that they're still selling garbage. Why does everyone want to sell me garbage augmentations? Give me some good ones. Seriously. Ugh. Alright, now we have some options here. We can buy ourselves a beam drone, which might be a pretty good investment. Give us a lot more firepower, especially with our ion pulse knocking out their shields all the time. Or we can keep our anti-personnel drone. I think I'll buy a beam drone. That sounds like a pretty good investment, and we'll sell them our anti-personnel drone to fund it. We'll buy a couple quick repairs here to bring us back up to 2/3, and we'll go into our ship menu, upgrade our drone control twice, and buy the 2 power bars we need to run it. So now we can run all of our drones. Fantastic. We also have 5 power bars sitting in reserve here. We probably want to put them to use if we... Oh, why are there 2 here? I thought there was only 1 store in the Mantis sector. Regardless, apparently we made a good choice to go there anyway, because the other one is even further out from where we wanted to go. Here we find a rebel automated scout floating to the beacon, and despite being in pristine condition, it appears to be deactivated. We're going to attempt to download the ship's data stores, because this is always better than trying to deactivate them, unless you're really afraid of fighting them for whatever reason. So here we go, attempting to download the ship's data stores, fails. We reactivate the ship's AI, and its weapons and systems immediately come back online, and we have to prepare to fight. That's fine though, because that's what we're here to do. And for some reason I didn't put my beam drone in my actual drone bay, so I can't do that yet, because I'm a fool. Excuse me. Blast those guys in the face with the ion pulse. They do have some fairly dangerous looking lasers, but we should be able to knock them out before too much bad stuff happens. They will be firing at about the same speed as us though, so I'm not entirely sure how true that is. There we go. Knocked out most of those shots, or rather some of those shots. He shot an extra one in there. Alright Charlie, go fix that med bay just in case. Not that I suspect we will need it anytime soon, but it's always good to have it. We're going to defective laser them in the weapons and burst laser them in the helm. Kind of worked. Okay. Keep those shields pummeled, and we will keep hitting them with the lasers. We want to make sure their weapon stays as much down as possible. And we're missing like crazy. Burst laser them in the helm. Please hit them. Oh my goodness, these guys have incredible dodge. I'm trying to knock out the helm to make sure they can't dodge as well, but I'm trying to also make sure they don't repair their weapons. But it's just not working out for me. Please hit them. There we go. Weapons are down. Burst laser in the helm. Please be down. Okay, helm's finally down. That's a lot of missing we just did. Thankfully, now they can't dodge, though, and they are going to go down quite quickly as we pummel them into the ground with our remaining arsenal. There we go. They'd be dead much quicker if we had our beam drone online, but I'm a fool. Ship explodes, giving us 3 fuel, a missile, and 38 scrap. We will definitely take that. We're definitely going into our equipment and equipping that beam drone before I forget again. There we go. I'm much better off. And looking pretty good. So we'll send Charlie over to the shields room. I think we're going to upgrade our med bay. Spend a bit of money on that, just so if we need that extra healing factor, we can. If we find anything that lets us use any green events there, we can. There we go. Close down that, and we're doing pretty good. Jump over to this distress beacon and explore more of the east side of this sector. What do we have over here? We find some people who say they used the last of their FTL fuel to jump to this station, which apparently has been turned into a burnt-out husk of debris and warped metal. As we can obviously see, the war has spread to the sector, and they're now stranded here. So we agreed to give them the 2 fuel they ask for, and hopefully we'll get a nice reward out of it. We give them the fuel, and they give us a healing burst bomb. They say, "Thank the gods, we can finally get out of here. We're jumping straight home, so take this extra weapon. We won't need it, hopefully." Give me the halberd beam. I want the halberd beam, not this thing. Whatever. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. So, we have ourselves an extra thing to sell sometime. Probably not going to be using any healing bursts unless we get like an army of Mantis and a teleporter soon. Oh no! Oh no! We're in an asteroid field. This is like the worst place for us to be. Okay, we arrive in an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here and we have to prepare to fight them, so we're turning on our drones. Please, please don't kill us. Oh boy. We're going to need to ion pulse them really fast in the shields to make sure the system kills them as quickly as possible. These asteroids are probably going to wreck us unless our drone does a fantastic job in here. Absolutely fantastic job is required to not wind up dead. We're going to pummel them in the weapons as quickly as possible. There we go. Please don't hit me. There we go. This is not a good situation to be in, but now their shields are down, they're going to die really fast with our beam drone attacking them and the asteroid belt attacking them. And we can attack them as well. You guys are dead. Deadly dead. Ship explodes, giving us a missile, a drone part, and 38 scrap. Excellent. We got our drone back because of our drone recovery arm, and we're getting out of here right now. Right now. I'm probably going to work our way around this side to the exit. That looks like a pretty good way of using up our space. Here we go. By the time we notice the rebel ship behind the beacon, it's much too late to avoid a fight. They have a teleporter, so they're going to be boarding us. It would have been a good time to have that boarding drone, but whatever. We'll make do with what we got. We can probably beat them if they jump into a bad room. They've jumped into our oxygen. So what we're going to do is we're going to send... I think... who do we send? We'll send Charlie and Protector down there for now. So we'll send them over. Hopefully they'll be able to do a pretty good job in there. We're going to ion pulse these guys in the shields first. So our beam drone can start doing damage. We'll send these guys in to fight the people in our oxygen room. We're not going to get there quite in time to block them, but that's okay. Now our weapons are just about online, so we need to hit them before they can hit us. So fire salvo at their weapons. Hopefully none of those things got blocked. That's unfortunate. Oh, I think they missed us. That's lucky. That could have been quite bad. Alright, so we have knocked out their shields, and now their system is getting blasted by our beam drone, as well as by our remaining lasers. We're going to hit them in the helm and in the engines to make sure they're not going anywhere. And they're trying to surrender now by offering us 7 missiles, 2 drone parts, and 21 scrap. Well, that would be a great offer if we needed the missiles, but we already have 24 and we have nothing that uses them, so we're not going to accept that surrender, thank you very much. They're going to teleport back home to try and repair the damage, but it's much too late for that as the beam drone gets the kill. There we go. Alright guys, nice try. The ship explodes, giving us a fuel, drone part, and 36 scrap, which is not as valuable overall in total, but it gives us more things that we can actually use, because having more fuel and whatnot doesn't really help us at this point. So we'll power up our level 2 medbay to quickly heal up Protector and Charlie, and then send them back to their appropriate rooms. So we'll send them across to here first, that way we manage to block them having that weird dancing movement, and then we'll send Charlie to shields and Protector to the engines. There we go. Okay, so that was fairly nasty. What do we got over here? We're going to work our way around this way still, I think? That's probably the best way to do it. We'll jump over here. Take the safe route, if possible. Is there anything here? There's nothing here but some space debris and some uninhabitable planetoids. Well, it happens. Hopefully we'll find some more stuff, though, because it'd be lovely to make a little more scrap in the sector before we have to leave. What do we find here? Aha, Mantis. The Mantis ship is pleased to see us and fires up its weapon systems. Well, that's unfortunate because they have more boarders. But medbay offline, please. Beam drone online. There we go. They're going to be boarding us with Mantis in a second, so this is going to be nasty. But there's nothing we can do about it. We're going to just have to fight them when they get here. Please don't teleport somewhere important. Oh, that's reasonable. Okay. We'll send Protector and Charlie in there to help fight them right now. We can swap in a different squad of people in a minute. We want to keep Warden on the weapons right now because we want that first salvo of weaponry to go off as quickly as possible. We're trying to ion them in the shields to make sure our beam drone gets in, but we didn't quite get it. We're going to blast them in the weapons to make sure the weapons don't do too much damage to us. They do have breach missiles and another burst laser. The heavy weapons. Alright, ion pulse number 2 should take out their shields. Another beam drone can start doing damage. These guys are going to die soon, so we're going to send them through to the med bay before they do. Into the med bay. There we go. Into the med bay. Thank you. We're going to turn on the med bay by taking out two power bars from our engines because we don't need the dodge now that all their systems are broken. And we're going to pummel them again in the weapons and in the engines. They should try and they should try and teleport back to their ship just in time to die horribly. Perfect. Ship explodes, giving us a missile, a drone part, and 31 scrap, and that worked out just as well as we could have expected it to. Our attackers teleported to their own deaths at exactly the perfect time. Power out of the medbay for now, because we don't need it in there. Power back into the engines, though, where we do need it. Charlie into the shields, and Protector into the engines. There we go. 188 scrap, which would be great if we could find another store that would sell us a cloak, but doesn't look like we're going to find that. Now, it looks like we have I may have measured this wrong. We're probably going to wind up having to fight our way out the exit here. But in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then to the exit. Hopefully we can get as much out of the sector as possible before we have to fight the rebels. Alright, as soon as we arrive at the signal, shots are fired towards our ship. This was, of course, just a Zoltan trap. Oh, goodness. What is this? Look at this arsenal. Ion Blast, Ion Blast, Ion Blast Mark II, Hull Beam? Is that right? Or are those heavy ions? That might be heavy ions. But still, that's insane! Look at all that ion weaponry. Jeez, okay. I'm going to pummel these guys nice and quick with our beam weapons and ion pulse, and then we should be able to take them out pretty quickly before they can do too much damage. Those look like heavy ions to me. Yeah. Alright, so we blasted them pretty good, but now we need to really pummel that weapon before the beam goes off. Oh! It's still fired, but luckily it fired at the main body of our ship. We knocked out all of their other weaponry, so that's not too bad. But the one we actually wanted to hit didn't get hit. Okay, beam drone, go, 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 go. We're going to knock out all their important systems. They're now sitting ducks, and ooh! They said that we are considerably more well-armed than they would have thought. They surrender, offering us 2 missiles, a drone part, 20 scrap, and a firebomb. Well, we'll take it. Done and done. You guys get to survive. The firebomb isn't a good weapon to use, but, well, not for us at this point. We don't have anyone who can take advantage of it. Having a rock boarding party would make it great, but we don't have one. But the fact is here, more stuff to sell is extra money. It's almost always worth accepting surrender when they offer you a weapon or an augment or a drone or something, because it almost always gives you more money than you get for killing them. Almost always. Unless it's like a basic laser or something. Alright. We have 208 scrap to spend. We could spend it on a variety of different things, but I'm thinking we're going to hold on to it a little bit longer, and we will jump over here towards the exit. Yeah, because we can't get out of there in time, so we're going to make full advantage of the sector we've got before we try and escape through the rebels. We overhear Mantis comm chatter saying, "Negative. I have killed more humans." We gulp noticeably, but luckily they haven't seen us yet. That isn't really luckily, because we're going to be attacking them anyway, because we're insane. Here we go. They're going to be boarding us with a single Mantis? Really? They really are insane. I really hope that it was the NG saying he's killed more humans, because that would be hilarious. Like, of course the Mantis has killed more humans than the NG. Jeez, okay. Hit them with the weapons. Please take out their firepower. Take out those heavy lasers. Oh, we got out both of them. And they hit us in the shields. That's unfortunate. Didn't do any damage to us, really, apart from the hull damage, because we already had 2 power bars unpowered. But that is unfortunate. We'll send Protector and Charlie into the medbay to quickly heal up. Power bar out of engines for now. Defective laser them in the weapons so they can't fire off another salvo, please. There we go. Burst laser them in the weapons as well. Now they're in a bad way, and they are in fact dead. That works out. I'm happy with that. Ship explodes, giving us a missile, a drone part, and 26 scrap, and we will definitely accept whatever we can get. So we'll send them out there. Power bars back into the engines. Fix our shields up nice and quick there, Protector and Charlie. Oy. Okay. Once they get those all fixed up, we'll be able to jump ahead. Hopefully we'll be able to get some repairs soon, because we are taking a bit of damage here. But it doesn't look too bad as of yet, so we should be okay. So, let's send Protector back to her room, let Charlie take control of the shields, which is basically the most useless room on board our ship right now, but that's okay. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 jumps left in this sector, so we're going to get as much out of it as we possibly can. What do we do with our upgrades? We should probably spend some. We could get even more evasion. I'm not sure if that's a great plan, but it's probably a pretty good idea. Pretty solid, given that evasion is a key part of this ship. So there we go. Evasion's up to level 7 now, which gives us 41% evasion, which is phenomenal. Unfortunately, our dodge is not actually doing that well because of the fact that this drone blocks pretty much everything. So we're going to come over here to this unvisited location and see if we can get anything good there before we jump ahead even further. What do we have? We're immediately hailed by an impressive-looking Mantis ship.
Your ship would make a mighty fine prize. Prepare for battle.
Okay, we got 2 Mantis boarding us this time, which is a little bit worse for us. We're going to start ion pulsing them in the shields. Thank you very much. They got big weaponry, too. Ooh, and they boarded us into a fairly decent room. We can hopefully hold them off here and do enough damage to them to make them run away, but I'm not convinced that's how it's going to work out. We'll see, though. Hopefully they can't dodge too well. We can blast them in the weapons here to take out most of their firepower. There we go. And the room's on fire, which is just what we wanted to see. Our guys have taken some damage, so we're probably going to run them away right about now. And these guys are going to be attacking those doors for a little bit, so we can afford to run our crew into the medbay for now. Their weapons are burning, their doors are being blasted, their helm is destroyed, and we pick up more chatter from the enemy ship saying,
"Do you know what? Forget this. Prepare for retreat."
They're trying to make a hasty getaway, but unfortunately for them, that's not going to be happening anytime soon because their system is destroyed and they are full of mantises. They teleport their crew back in, and they're probably going to be in trouble there when they try and get out through that burning room. Alright, we're going to blast them with the burst laser in the engines, and another shot in the shields while our drone should help kill them. There we go, down goes the Mantis fighter. Nice try there, chums. Their ship breaks apart, and we move in to scrap the remains, getting 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 26 scrap. Looking good. Looking good. Power up that medbay to heal up Charlie and Protector, and then send them back to their room, so everything is just as we'd like it. I don't think we took a single point of damage in there, so that worked out great. Send Charlie back through, send Protector back through, Charlie into the shields, and Protector into the engines. Looking good so far. Looking pretty solid here. Alright, do one more jump over here before we get overrun by the rebels, and then we'll jump out through the rebel beacon at the exit. Hopefully they're not too angry with us. We arrived just in time to see an unusually well-armed NG ship destroy... Oh, this isn't a bad event. I always think it is, but it's not. An unusually well-armed NG ship destroying a small pirate craft. A teleporter signal is detected and there's an intruder on deck. A young Mantis in a charred uniform is teleported onto the deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG and offers to serve in exchange for our protection. The NG have already traced the teleporter signal and are offering a deal in exchange for the prisoner. Now, basically, you can pick whatever you want here. Either one has a chance of failing or a chance of being good. If you side with a fugitive, you have a chance of getting a Mantis crew member, and if you side with the NG, you have a chance of getting money. We don't need money too badly right now, and having a Mantis crew would be great for fighting off borders, because we seem to be getting a lot of those recently, although we are in a Mantis sector, so that's obviously going to be happening here. But having an extra Mantis crew would probably be fairly good. So we're going to side with the fugitive and fight the NG ship, and we'll see what happens. It was a trap! The Mantis sabotages our ship before teleporting away. Ah, well, that was to be expected. That was to be expected. Alright, so we'll take our power bars out of the med bay, put them in the beam drones. They have 2 defense drones. At least we don't have a Mantis on board our ship, but that did 5 damage to us before the fight even started, so that's kind of lame. We're going to ion blast these guys in the shields, please. There we go. Go, ion, go! Alright, now we can do some real damage. Now our beam drone has free reign of their ship. Our lasers have free reign of their ship, and they have just got some Mantis on there, so they're not doing anything. Of course, it's funny, they do have Mantis NG repair drones, so they're healing constantly, because they did steal an NG ship. Alright, please give me a chance to hit them before the dual laser goes off again. Yes, it did. Fantastic. These guys are now going to be sitting ducks. There we go. We're going to send Charlie over to go start fixing the med bay, or the oxygen, rather. And it's looking pretty good for us here. The ship explodes, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 40 scrap, but we did take a bunch of damage, 6 damage in that fight for no real reason. And that's the reason I normally don't side with the Mantis. If you side with the NG, occasionally you have to fight the Mantis on board your ship, and then you have to fight the people on the other ship, but if you side with the Mantis, they can sabotage you like that. But I thought it would be nice, I thought we'd try to get ourselves a Mantis, but, you know, whatever. Next time, I'm sure we'll have better luck. So, we'll get ourselves back over to our side of the ship, and hopefully things will go well. Okay, 190 scrap. Now we have to do the hard fight here, or at least the potentially hard fight, by jumping into the rebel-controlled area. We can, if we really want to, buy max-level engines, which might be hilarious. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but it might work out really well. I think we're going to hold on to our money, though, maybe. Yeah, just in case we can get a store in the next sector, it'd be a waste to spend it all now. So we'll jump over here to the exit and hopefully make it out of here without losing all of our hull. What do we have here? We found the exit beacon, but the rebels got here first. We'll have to survive long enough to jump to the next sector. And they've got a boarding party, lots of... Oh man, that's the worst. That's the worst! Lots of beam weapons? Okay, we're going to have to get lucky here, otherwise we're going to get pummeled. They're going to be boarding us in an empty room, so that works out fine. We're going to start venting out these rooms, so that when they get there, they're already devoid of oxygen. And hopefully their beam weapons will be fairly slow to fire, and we'll be able to block them, but I wouldn't count on that. Alright, oxygen is out. Close those doors. There we go. Turn off the oxygen temporarily so they keep suffocating. They hit us in the radar, which is not great. We're going to hit them in the weapons right now. Go, 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 go. Alright, we knocked out the halberd beam and the mini beam, which is good. That's what we wanted to see. Those guys did get out into our oxygen room, which is unfortunate, so we'll turn that on quickly to get as much oxygen back in here as possible. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we should be pretty well off now that we've done some damage there. We have taken some damage ourselves, but these guys shouldn't be too effective at this point. We're going to knock out their weapons again, and we're going to hit them extra hard there to make sure they cannot repair them, and anyone in there is fairly unhappy. Alright, they're still trying to get out. They're not doing too well. I don't think they're going to be running away, though, from the looks of it. Our beam drones should do the rest of the damage we need, unless our lasers fire quickly enough, which they will. And there goes the enemy ship. There we go. We still have to kill these guys on board our ship, though. So what we're going to do is... Okay, of course, there's no time to salvage the ship. We just get 1 fuel from them, which is not bad. We'll send our crew onto this part of the ship. There we go. Fight them in the med bay with 2 of our crew, and we'll send... Charlie to go do the repairs in the oxygen room. We're also going to turn on our med bay so we get the full healing factor, and we should be pretty well safe in here now. Pretty well safe. They're going to have a hard time beating us in a level 2 med bay. And Charlie fixing up the oxygen room should prevent us from having any suffocation-related problems. And there we go. Down goes the other enemies, and the oxygen is back online. Fantastic. Protector and Warden are going to go fix our... radar room while Charlie heals himself up in the med bay. Ooh, okay, that could have gone much worse. We're down to only 7 hull, but we're not at the end of the world yet, so the chance of survival remains. We'll send our crew through here. That's okay. We'll send Protector over to the engines, Warden over to the weapons, and Charlie over to the shields. Okay. Okay. 190 scrap. We're looking pretty solid here, but now it's time to get out of here and get onto the uncharted nebula. Dun, dun, dun. The options look grim, but this is what we have. We've entered a sector thick with nebulas. We'll have to navigate on instinct. However, to decide how we get through this sector, you'll have to wait until next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor playing on the VSS Guardian, another episode of FTL for you, as part of DryEagle's Escort duty mod. Sorry for the long wait there, folks. We have just managed to recover this footage, so there we go. Thankfully, it all worked out okay in the end. So, I will see you guys next time. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.